How to sell a home that you inherited. Hey everybody, my name is Michael Reyes and I'm a licensed realtor here in the state of California. And today we're discussing how to sell a property that you have inherited. Now, the reason being is whenever you inherit a property, that situation can be very complex and there's a lot of pieces that go into it, especially if there are other family members involved. And so it can get very complicated. And so today we're just going to go over a few bullet points on how to sell an inherited home. Number one, first and foremost, you have to determine your motivation. What is your desire to get the absolute most amount of money for that home? Do you want to get every penny you can for that home? If so, that requires a different amount of energy and perspective on what you're going to do to prepare that home for sale. Or are you in a situation where you don't have any energy or finances to put into the home and you just need to sell quickly and get as much as you can, but quickly as you can? And so I can't put much time, I can't put much money into it, so give me the most amount of money that I can for as is condition right now. Or if you're somewhere in between, right? And most people are in between somewhere, and especially if there's a lot of brothers and sisters involved, or family members, however it's being divvied up. But the main thing you have to decide is, where are you between the scale of 1 to 10 on that motivation factor, because that will determine the suggestions and the route that you take. For example, right now I'm actually interviewing for a property that was inherited, and there's a son and a daughter. They're working together. They're both out of state. The mom passed away, and so now it's time to get the home ready for sale. Well, they're both out of state, so they're not here. However, they are willing to put a good amount of money into the home to get the most amount of money. Now, I was just on the phone with him earlier today, and we were discussing the point of diminishing return. What does that mean? That means, yes, he might be willing to put a certain amount of money into it, but my initial reaction was, hey, that might be too much. You may not get that money back. There are some things that you can do where you will double, triple, quadruple that money that you put into the home, but all the money that you're thinking about putting into it may not be worth it. You may not have to do. So this family, they're ready, they're willing, they're able to financially. The main factor, though, too, for them is they're not here. So they're going to need an advocate here, working with anybody that will be doing work on the property. But that's the first question that we have to figure out. How much energy do you have? How much availability do you have? And also, how much financial capability do you have to put into a property to get it ready for sale? And now, even though they're not here, time will still be required, because we will get quotes, for certain things that they want to move forward with, and they still have to sign off on the dollar amount, on materials and whatnot. So there's your time to consider, in addition to the finances as well. So first and foremost, determining where you are on that scale of 1 to 10 in regards to your motivation and desire to get absolute top dollar that requires you putting work into a home. Or are you more motivated just to get as much as you can, as quickly as you can, in as is condition? That's, really a 1 on that scale of 1 to 10. Or are you somewhere in between? Wherever you are, that's how you're going to develop the plan, and that's how you will execute your goal and get what you are looking for out of the sale of the home. Number two, the most important thing after you decide on your motivation factor is to now begin that process of decluttering the home. And this is a huge step. This step is where most inherited homes get stuck, especially if there's many people involved, or a couple siblings involved, or whatever it is. Many times, not every time, but there are items in the home that are sentimental value, and it's so hard to go through those items and then organize and then determine, what you're going to get rid of, what you're going to keep, what you're going to sell, what you're going to throw away. That's really those categories that you got to put items into. And when people go through them by themselves, man, it can really, really hold up the process, and rightfully so. So in that step, I highly suggest hiring somebody to come and help declutter and organize and prepare for a move. This is not a home stager. A home stager is somebody who comes in when the home is vacant, ready to put a fake couch and a fake bed, and to make the home look pretty. This is somebody who you can pay an hourly wage to, and there's tons of people who do it, and they come and they help you organize, tag items, declutter, and that really helps whoever is in charge of executing this. It helps separate um, the task so all of it doesn't fall on that one sibling or whoever is in charge of the property. But now that person is walking through the process with somebody who's asking the right questions. All right, do you want to keep, sell, throw away, whatever? And they can think about it, they can look at it, they can tag it. If they don't know yet, they can tag that as I don't know yet. We'll revisit that tomorrow, or whatever the time frame is. Having a professional there to help with the decluttering process really, really helps to push this process along and make sure that you guys aren't wasting time preparing as well. That's the other thing. That's the big, huge factor. People begin to prepare the home for sale, and before they know it, the market has changed. They've taken months to get the home ready, and the market may be dipping when they thought they could get a certain price 6 months ago, and now it's the middle of summer. It's slowed down here in Silicon Valley anyways. It slows down during that time. People take off on vacation, and then they're wondering, they put their house on the market, hey, what happened? Well, guess what? You just took too long in the decluttering phase. So this is where I highly suggest you can hire somebody to come and help with that process to get you organized and get you moved along, so you can get absolute best price in that time frame that you are looking for. And lastly, it is that staging part, or making the home look pretty, where you are, either, inserting certain items into certain rooms to make the home look welcoming and inviting, but then also not too cluttered, right? That's the main thing. You want people to walk in and be able to envision themselves living there. Also, a part of this right before that staging is, that painting, the new flooring, the certain items that will make the home pop, right? And almost on every home, there are a few items that you can do every time that will just absolutely make the home pop and get you the most amount of money in the least amount of time. So this is that preparation part where you're getting the home ready to present now, and taking care of those items. So first, determining your motivation factor, your financial situation, how much money can you put in, how much time, how much energy do you have to put in. So what is the goal there? Secondly, the decluttering process, hiring somebody to come and help out and move that process along. And then lastly, that showing preparation, I should call it showing preparation, whether you're executing the paint, the flooring, your kitchen, whatever it is, lighting in the house, and then the staging part, just to make sure the home looks warm, welcoming, inviting. And so when somebody walks in, they can see themselves and their family living in the home. And so I try to break it down into 3 easy steps. It is, a lot more complicated, and it can be a headache. But that's where making sure you have the right team and the right people to come alongside you with the process to make sure you move along and you get the most amount of money in the least amount of time. So hopefully you guys find this video helpful. If you're looking for some more tips and tricks on how to prepare your home, and also most importantly on mistakes to avoid when preparing for sale, feel free to check out the rest of our channel, and you'll see some of the other videos there may prove helpful as well. Feel free to like and subscribe to stay up to date on what's going on right here in Silicon Valley.